I'm here today on the Can We Talk podcast, and I am here for some wonderful, crazy, opinionated topics.
And conversation.
Conversation rules the world.
I've never had anyone introduce my pod before that wasn't me.
Oh, well, first time for everything. As you guys can see, I'm very energetic and I'm fine. So, I might be back. Who knows? If you like me, thumbs up. Leave me comments below. Let him know what you want to see because we're ready.
Not throwing me off on the pod, but yeah, let's get into it. So, in regards to one of the 10 topics I sent you, you were very on to the emotional intelligence one.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
What does emotional intelligence mean to you?
Someone that is in control of their emotions, someone that understands their emotions, someone that understands what triggers their emotions, and someone that also is very aware of other people's emotions at that. Some people are emotional drainers, so you have to be aware if someone is going to emotionally drain you or if they're going to bring light to you.
I think emotional intelligence is more so meant to be based off of like you personally, like the ability to communicate. You know what I mean? Like emotional. I guess I don't know what I want to say because I didn't introduce my own pod. It's kind of different. It's a little different. I'm a little shook, just a little shook up.
Let's retake two.
No retakes, no retakes. Like we didn't just retake, but it's okay. Emotional intelligence really just comes down to experiences and understanding what the person you're talking to is trying to get at. I think a lot of times people will think communication is super simple, but it's not. Communication isn't as simple as you just telling me something. Not only do you need to tell someone something or I can tell someone something, you need to also explain what you're telling them. And also, if you have that ability to communicate like that, be able to communicate it enough for that person to understand it. So, like, you can't be in a room with 20 people and then talk to all 20 people the exact same way.
Right. So that's why I say I feel like being emotionally intelligent has to be aware with not only yourself but others. If you know that a person isn't emotionally intelligent to have a conversation with you, so why even open up the door to begin with?
How do you know?
You're self-aware. You're self-aware. We wouldn't be here right now today if you didn't think that I was emotionally intelligent to have a conversation with you. Facts.
That's not the truth. I've
Oh my! So you've had dumb people on the show. You have people that aren't aware. Okay. So, as you guys can see,
that's tough. That's tough because, like, no, I don't really gauge having people on the podcast based off of their skill to communicate. I gauge people on are they willing to explain what they want to communicate, and that doesn't always equal emotional equity or even smarts. Like, so not dumb. I don't think dumb's probably the right word. Maybe not experience is a better word.
or not emotionally intelligent is the word.
No, I don't, because you can't really, like, me personally, right? I've had conversations with mad people, like, throughout my tenure here doing the podcast, and I don't really think you can put a timestamp on when someone becomes that. Like, I don't think, like, how old are you? 25, 24,
27.
27? I'm so off. Um, like, when did you feel like you learned that? And how did you learn it?
Honestly, I'm still learning. With age and with growth and with wisdom, I think that's a person holding themselves really accountable of their own emotions, but also,
And that's what I mean, right? Like, because people do tend to come to things at different stages in their life.
yeah. So it's like, it's kind of hard. It's one of those things where it's like, I can say something very smart, but I choose not to. So it's like holding back those emotions because you know that you're intellectual and you know that you're intelligent and you know that, hey, if I speak this way, it's going to contradict everything that I carry. So I hold myself to a higher standard versus stooping down to someone else's level. If that makes sense.
It does, but like you gotta explain when. When did that happen?
I don't know because I'm still a firecracker. I mean, one minute I'm hot, next minute I'm cold. So I mean, it can be any day, any time. Honestly,
And that's why I always extend grace, right? When it comes to learning these things, right? So that's why I was
True.
like, we probably can't call them dumb. They just haven't got to where you were when you felt that you
Well,
needed
I
to
feel
make that
they're
chance. That's tough for dumb people. I got you. But I don't think there's a specific I don't think there's a time or a place where people can actually dictate what that looks like, because I know some of the
Facts.
smartest 50-year-olds in the universe. I know some of the dumbest 20-year-olds. And I also know vice versa. I know
was
some
gonna say,
dumb
yeah.
50-year-olds, and I know
Real
some
dumb.
smart 20-year-olds, right? And it just depends on where that twist happens. Like for me personally, like honestly, I was an asshole 3 years ago. Like it wasn't even a fun time to be around me 3 years ago, but it's a fun time now.
But you have to think about a lot of times people, they're dealing with their own self situation. So sometimes a person might not be emotionally intelligent because they are still processing certain trauma, or they're still going through certain things in situations. So it's like they can't be there emotionally, literally, physically, emotionally, mentally, because they're still dealing with things themselves. So it's like it's talking to a brick wall, basically.
But you can't really dictate when that is, though. Like you can't dictate a person's growth because, again, like that same analogy, like it can be vice versa. You could be a smart 20-year-old or a dumb 50-year-old.
But you have to want to grow. If the person does not want to grow, then
I think everyone wants to grow.
really,
I do, absolutely. I just don't think everyone's bred or in the area or space to grow. Because, like, listen, there's people who have worked for fast food chains their whole life, right? And that's not a bad thing at all, like whatsoever. A career is a career. If it makes you the money that you need to live, that's an amazing career. There are people who don't want to go to the next level. Like, let's say a fast food restaurant pays you $20 an hour, but maybe a higher end not fast food, but a higher end restaurant chain pays you $27 an hour. Like, a lot of people are okay with the 20 if it makes them okay every
because
day.
they're comfortable.
Comfortable, yeah.
And I mean, I would say that people are set and stuck in their ways because you can go and meet a prime example, my father.
Oh, okay.
He's very stubborn. He's very stuck in his way. 63 years old. He's not gonna.
Oh
change.
yeah. No, that's established.
Yeah, he's
like,
not gonna
You're
change.
not doing anything
Yeah,
else. Like, you
he's
got
not
here,
changing.
you did exactly what you needed to get to 60.
So
You're good to go.
And so, for reference, like you said, if someone is stuck in a certain system, like, hey, they're comfortable with just being a management of this company, that could be a 30-year-old that is, hey, like, this is the career that I've had for almost, prime example, from my old job. She was there for, she told me 10 years. And I'm like, you don't want anything bigger than this? Like, you just want to be stuck here? And she's like, well, hey, like, I'm here. This is what provides for my family. I can't see myself leaving. She's stuck. 30-year-old stuck.
I don't know if that's stuck.
Stuck. Because you can achieve, why not want to be owning your own store? Why not start your own franchise? Why not? But again, you can't have certain conversations with people that, what is it? It was a meme. You're thinking small. We need to be thinking big.
How many big positions are there that exist?
Millions. It just
Not really. If you really,
depends what.
on a macro level, that's not the truth, right? Because, like, if everybody was smart enough to be a CEO, being a CEO wouldn't matter.
But it matters if you're the CEO of your own business. Are you the CEO of your podcast?
No, I
Who's
don't
the
even
CEO?
use chief executive officer as a term. Like, what chief of what? This is my home. Chief of what? What are you a chief of? That's another weird thing. Like, terms are thrown around as if they really truly matter. You could be the CEO of your lash company.
I
Great.
agree.
You have
I
an
agree with
LLC.
that.
Congratulations. I'm so happy
I
for you.
agree.
You're good for being sued personally, but your business is fucked because you fucked her nails up and she makes money.
Yeah.
Like,
True.
terms are so dumb.
True. But
like,
it's just like, you know what else it's like? How people put what is it? You know how people they have relationships and they're like, oh, what's our status? Are we together? Are we not together? Are we talking? Are we dating? Are we open? You know, people put a label on relationships, just like the same way how you said like, what's the difference between a CEO and a manager and this and that? People have all of these terms and labels, but does it really truly matter?
no, I don't even like the girlfriend term. Like,
Me neither.
I don't like girlfriend. The only term that matters is wife because it's
Yeah.
like actually legal. Like,
Yeah.
don't call me your boyfriend. I don't want to hear none of that. I don't like
Oh.
labels or terms because that's not actually true. Because if you're my girlfriend, there are expectations that come with being a girlfriend. And if you don't meet them, are you still my girlfriend?
And now look to double back on that. What if we are a couple? Do we have to stay together? Remember? See? Do you think that a girlfriend and a boyfriend should stay together, or should you wait till like you're married? You see what I'm saying?
Oh, that's a transition.
Well, yeah. I mean, this is the Can We Talk podcast. Hey, I'm ready. He brought on someone who he didn't think we were gonna bring a little spice to the table.
I didn't know you were this fire.
told you
I had
I'm
no
ready.
I had no idea. You drug this out for so long. I had no idea.
Oh yeah, I'm a big procrastinator, you guys. We're finally here after like what a year. And
It's been a while. It's been a while of
So-
constant conversation, and we'll get to that a little bit later. But absolutely, like, don't live with me. You can't. Like, that's not an option. A lot of times, dudes and women make that an option for the relationship. Oh, let's consolidate. Why don't you just move in with me? Dudes, hey, girl, just live with me. You know, I'll take care of things. No, you won't. Like, living with someone is so, I don't know the best word for it, but like, it's so annoying.
Okay. I will. Okay, so this is where I agree, but I disagree. I feel like if this person is someone that you feel like you're committed to long term, you can see a future with them, you're going to want to have to live with them because you don't want to jump into a marriage and then you find out that, hey, this person doesn't pick their clothes up after they throw them off.
I'm not
Or this
marrying
person-
someone, of course, that I haven't lived with, but I'm also not marrying someone that I've been kicking it with for a year and a half.
Right, absolutely not. Heavens no. You barely even know the person. You're
Like-
still learning the person.
And in that year and a half
too.
or 2 years, like, I'm still going to have my own shit. Like, that's always going to happen. We can do, well, of course, if we're realistic, there's going to be stints where that person stays the night. I'm not staying the night at her place because, like, there's ops vibes with that. Like, I don't
You would
want to.
never stay at a woman's
No,
place?
no.
Why
That's
not?
dangerous. That's dangerous. That's an extreme sport.
If she's only messing with you and
That's
only,
an extreme sport.
How?
Because you don't know what niggas think she still could be interested.
You don't know what men.
Yeah, it's not
So-
women. The danger isn't the woman. It's the men that she's dealt with in the past and how their emotions can kind of spike. Because that's another reason. I don't want to be posted. Don't
But
post me.
vice versa. You know, you can be dealing with a crazy woman. For all I know, someone could be banging on the door in like 5 minutes.
Yeah, but I'll take my chances with the 5'2" woman versus the 6'7" nigga that can dunk. I'll take my chances.
So you mean to tell me that if you have been dealing with someone for almost 2 years, you wouldn't even go over there?
Not spend the night. That's an extreme sport. It's dangerous.
Heavens no.
You hear all, you don't, I don't know if this doesn't or does happen, but you don't hear the stories about the girl who goes over who gets clicked and fucked up. Like, you don't hear about the girl who knocks on the door, because usually the girl who knocks on the door is the man and he's in there with the side. Women are completely different. It's usually the side that's in the house. No, actually, excuse me. It's usually the main that's in the house and the side comes up because he thinks something.
Oh.
it's,
Oh.
it's a little different.
I mean, well, hey, true story. Coming from a person that was in a full-blown relationship for like 9 years, engaged in everything. I mean, I would definitely say it is always that case. I mean,
It's the woman coming, right? Like, it's
no, it's definitely always the man. But I mean, you
Oh.
do have a few crazy women like myself. You know, we're gonna pop up. We're gonna go over there. We're gonna see what you're doing. And
popping up on me is disrespectful. That's why I like my own place. Like, you can't even pop up on me like if we're just in a relationship. You gotta let me know for sure, 100%,
Really?
absolutely.
What if they want to like pop up and give you a gift?
gift me when you know I'm coming. When they let me know they're coming. Yeah, gift me. It could be a surprise because you're gonna come.
But it's okay if you do it.
No, absolutely not. I wouldn't. I don't want to go to a woman's place. It's not safe.
Not even if you pop up. Like,
I would
hey,
never
brought you
pop up.
flowers.
I don't think flowers have to be a surprise when you pop up. It could be something that you already arranged, like, oh, we're going to go on a date night, and then I pull up with the flowers. Not to your crib, because that's dangerous, but, like, just having them available for you before or after the night. I will feel a lot more safer if a woman came here than I would feel if I went to a woman's place.
You've dealt with a lot of shady people, I feel like.
No, not shady. Like, real, like, existing people. And I also know a lot of people, so... fortunate thing about having a podcast is you get to actually talk to the people. Like, you actually get to talk to people that live these weird lives. And you also get to talk to people who have experienced these things that you haven't. And then also, like, I watch the news. Like, dudes are getting fucked up out here for going to Shorty's crib who Shorty lied.
But I mean, I guess it's like.
But you're talking about like a relationship.
Yeah, I guess it's so double standard because if you really are dating this person and you're really committed to this person, then I feel like it shouldn't be, oh, can I come over? Can I not come over? Or of course, everybody likes their personal space. That's why I feel like if you are in a relationship, hey, have your own, because at the drop of a dime, true testimony, a person can walk out of your life and then you're just stuck there and you're like, what do I do? All I've known is this person. All I've known is, and now it's like you're separated. So it's like, what are you supposed to do?
Yeah, and I don't think it's a double standard. I think it's a double risk. Because when in women brain, that's the risk. In man brain, that's the risk. Like, regardless of your connectivity with a person, the risk is usually... And I don't know if this is for like all men, but this is definitely for like black men. Like, the risk is always like there could be that dude who's that jealous that wants to pull up at any point in time. And I'm not saying these niggas ever call the girl ahead of time like, hey, I'm about to come fuck your dude up.
Oh no!
If they know
They're
where
like
you
hiding
live,
in the bushes waiting for you.
if they know where you live,
like
it could be stuck.
Is real.
Yeah, it could be stuck. Like, it could be stuck like that. Like, for a person, like, you can really be fucked up as a man like that. We've seen hundreds of cases where guys really just chilling with the girl, and she has yet to let him know, like, hey, this could be fucked up for you. You risk your life.
Okay, so I guess to say that, also another topic, I guess to double back off of that, should you treat the person that's doing you like that the same way that they treat you? What was it? We don't always get the same. It was something that was shared on
You
Facebook.
said you remembered all of the messages I sent.
All of them. I ran through them. You see, I just didn't remember if I remarked or not. That should tell you there how good my brain works. If I didn't remember if I parked
What's
my
the
car
context?
or not. It was something about we don't always get treated the way that we should. Or it was something about the nature of you knew what you were doing.
Oh, okay. I got you. Like, so actions equaling like understanding, basically. Like, and this is actually something we can actually talk about for real, because like people's mindset and their thought process can be a little off. Like, you could be sitting here thinking like, damn, they don't even think about me. They don't do shit. They don't do this, and this, and that person did mad shit for you. You just don't think it's mad shit. Or a scenario, because I know what you're talking about. I just can't find it, but I know exactly the one you're talking about for sure. And what is it? It was.
But you remembered all of them.
I never said that. That's why I send it to you. Your job is to remember all of them. I don't know. God, I know what it is too. Like, I know the phrasing and the understanding, but like, I think what I just said was the understanding.
You knew what you were doing was wrong.
Yeah, like I think
accountability of your actions were all wrong. In that nature or phrase of someone.
I don't know if that's something different then, because I'm thinking about the one that was basically like, you know what you were doing, like not just how you treat someone, but like maybe how you support somebody, Like, you know how, like, if you need support from the people around you and you're confused on why they don't want to actually support you or they don't know how to support you. I don't know. I don't want to mix the two up because I think I am. But
I think you are too.
I think, oh my God. I can't find it.
But I say that because I was just saying, like, okay, if someone, for instance, pops up at a house and then you're like, well, hey, they did it to me, I should go do it to them.
Oh, I would never do that. Like, the second you pull up to me, you've established that you don't even respect me because you didn't let me know you were coming.
I'm going to pop up at his house all the time, you guys.
Not coming up 3 stairs. It's going to be a tough out.
Absolutely not.
That's a workout.
Oh, absolutely not. That's a burden. Find someone else to do it. In all honesty.
I just think people tend to understand things based off of their own experiences and then neglect and don't give grace to other people who have other experiences. One of the easiest and best things about like my communication skills and things like that is because I don't really care. I don't care about a lot of shit, but I also do understand a lot of shit happens to people. So a conversation is always needed. I think also, like, I think you may have, like, you have an opinion. You had said that we maybe it'd be like an argument. And I was like,
great debate.
I don't want a great debate.
That's how I like the school logic term, the great debate.
I don't even know if I don't want to debate. I don't want to argue. Like, a lot of these podcasters out there are literally just arguing with each other. And I'm just like, that can't be fun to go home to, like, afterwards. Like, you can't feel good after that, after you just argued for 3 hours straight about why women ain't shit and men ain't shit. Like, that can't be fun.
No, I mean, I don't see people as arguing. They're just bouncing off of topics or bouncing off of subjects. So just like you said, you have a lot of experience with other people and their experiences. And so you're knowledgeable on other people's experience. So you know and you're aware versus someone who hasn't spoken to a lot of people or they're shedding light from their own personal experience. And I wouldn't say that you say that you don't care because obviously you care, but you just don't have enough self-awareness to care, if that makes sense.
No, I like we were talking about earlier about emotional intelligence and how certain people just haven't got to that point yet. I operate on the ideal that everyone will get there eventually. And if they don't, that's not my job to figure that out. But when they meet me, I personally have to understand that they may or may not. And I'm not the person who's going to tell them how to do that. Because no one told me how to do it. No one told people I talked to how to do that. And again, same concept. Like, you can learn how to effectively communicate at 20. You also can learn it at 50. Like, it is okay to learn it late, quote unquote late. Just like people who make a lot of money. Most of the millionaires in the fucking U.S. are 40 plus. Like, they didn't get their first they didn't make that much money until they're 40. Am I saying they did shit wrong before they were 40? No. It's a grind. That's where the midlife crisis comes in. Like, people get the money to do what they wanted to do when they were 20. It's not a midlife crisis. It's just what happens.
Had a little tongue twister there.
Yeah.
Crisis.
Crisis.
No, I fully understand. I don't know. I still think that some people they just won't ever get it.
No, I mean there are, but I give people the benefit of the doubt because, like, I have aunts and uncles who live in Mississippi who have never been outside their own personal town. Literally, when they got a Subway, they threw a party. Like not a Subway, like underground, like sandwiches. That was the highest level restaurant in the city.
Oh my.
Yeah. Yeah. And you know how, like, house numbers are like numbers like 1507,
right,
1344, whatever. They should be like 1. Next place be 9.
Oh my.
Next place be 11. And there's mad horses, there's mad cows, there's mad chickens just kicking it. You don't even have service in your own city with your
Oh
cell
my,
phone.
absolutely not.
You got the cell phone store is in the city, and you don't have cell phone service in the city.
Okay.
And when I mean city, I mean
Now
not
it's making
suburbs.
sense on why you're an Android lover.
I didn't have service in Mississippi.
Okay.
I've seen a lot.
What's I guess what's the deal breaker then for you being with a relationship if you're not gonna stay with them?
What do you mean, like like staying with them, like living with them?
Right. So if you're not gonna stay with them, like what is the deal breaker for you? Like to obviously you're not staying with them, so you're not picking up certain habits. You're not gonna stay over because you're self aware.
I think conversation helps a lot of things. I think the ability to conversate with people, because I think I posted something earlier today, and it was what did it say? I'm getting old. I can't remember shit. It was basically saying, God, I'm getting old. Old. I'm just kidding, guys. I'm not old, but I'm very, very forgetful.
He has a little few gray hairs on his beard. You guys can't see it. You have to zoom in on it, okay?
You gotta ask it again. I'm getting old.
Oh, next topic.
No, ask it again because
His
I have,
age
I have
is
something.
showing, you
I have
guys.
something fire. I have fire to say. I just can't think of it right now. You gotta say it again.
What is the deal breaker for you?
Huh? No, it's fine. Deal breakers for me with like living with people. Like I'm saying this shit over again, but no, it's conversation, man. Like a lot of times people really don't talk to each other. Like moving in with each other is usually the least amount of conversation that ever exists. Like y'all fuck, sex is good. Y'all like let's consolidate bills and let's move in together. Like that's never a conversation with me. Like I don't even talk finances with anybody I'm dealing with for months. Like that's not a thing. Doesn't mean I won't take you out. We won't do things, but you'll never know what I make.
I mean, I don't think a woman should. Well, I mean, it's a difference if you're like husband and wife, and it's like you have like financial things together. If that makes sense, you know, like you have
No,
a mortgage
absolutely.
and this and that.
Oh
But
yeah.
as far as just like two people dating, like what you do is what you do.
Mm-hmm.
As long as you're taking care of business, I feel like that's the main thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you can tell if a person isn't taking care of their business.
Absolutely.
Obviously.
Absolutely. That's how it's so like again, like I don't even talk finances with people. Like what I'm able to do for that person is what I'm able to do for them. And if they don't think it's enough, then they have every opportunity to move on or stick around. I don't do anything fancy on my first dates. Like that's been a consistent thing for me.
What do you define as fancy? Some people's
spending an amount of money that's ungodly for the first one.
Prime example, some people set the standards too low, or some people set the standards too high for someone else to come through, and they think they deserve the world, but they've been. See what I'm
I
saying?
think people have this weird obsession with knowing what's out there. It's kind of like going to certain stores, right? So you as a person know exactly where you would go to get a certain thing, right? Like you know Target got the best fucking eggs
I
or
don't
whatever.
like Target. I hate Target.
Exactly, right? Like you know exactly where you would go. The problem becomes a problem only when people don't know where they should go. A lot of times people see social media, they see certain things and aspects of certain
Lori
things.
Harvey got a dozen flowers. I deserve a dozen flowers.
Lori Harvey is Steve
Lori-
Harvey's son.
Exactly.
Son.
And who are
She might be a
you?
son. I don't know. I don't know what's down there. I don't know, but I don't know.
But a prime example, that's what I'm saying. Is,
No, absolutely,
oh,
absolutely.
I'm gonna make everyone sign an NBA, whatever she has.
Yeah, you know
Like,
NDAs cost money.
But what? But why does the original person like me and you need it? Like, come on now. Like, or when they say you're signed to death row.
Yeah, you don't.
Like,
You've never signed a contract before in your life. Last thing you
they're
signed was
signing
the
on
back
that
of your.
iPhone.
No, last thing they actually signed was the back of their birth certificate. If they did that, if
Or
it's
probably
still
their
physical.
social, if they even
If
signed
that,
it.
if that, and yeah, that's where the problem happens. Like, there are dudes who are in the lane that you want, You just don't have a car fast enough to get over there.
Or you pass them up because they think, because you think that there's something that.
Or there's a perception.
Right.
Perception is never key. A lot of times people will sit here and they'll look at a person and think they are fucking a person like documenter. Like they can figure out a person based off of whatever key factors.
Facts.
Urology, Facebook memes. Like people will sit there and try to figure people out based off of things that are very small in the grand scheme of things.
Like as they always say, don't take social media serious and stuff, but a lot of people, they either share stuff because they think it's funny or they can relate, or just half the time they just want to like a reaction. Or like another prime example is how the people, they'll it's a meme, but then they post it as a status.
Oh, those are sickos.
Exactly.
Yeah, those are sickos. We don't even talk about them. We don't even give those people light. That's weird to me.
So it's like, for me, it's like, okay, you want to be a Facebook entertainer? That means you're a jokester out in person. You're a joke.
No,
That's
that doesn't even mean that. I think I get attacked all the time.
Oh, you're one of the people that make the memes?
I don't make anything.
Oh.
I've
that's
why
seen that on Facebook.
I say pod talk for a reason. People will look at the meme and then like be angry about the meme, but I say pod talk because I don't want to talk to you weirdos. You weirdos. Like, you never see me get attacked? I've been canceled and attacked.
I know, that's
I've been attacked, yo.
That's why I said on the phone, I was like, I didn't want to go in no great debate on Facebook with you. Not with you, but you know how like you can comment something and someone else sees the comment and then they reply to your comment and someone else is replying to their comment and it's like, I don't even know you.
Yeah, I get attacked on social media all the time. It's kind of funny because like people don't know. Like even once upon a time I got told I'd hate black women. And my podcast is 98% black women. 98.
Why did they say that?
I don't know what I said at the time.
I don't know. You do look like one of those.
What's that mean?
Let me see. What is it that we say? When you judge the book by its cover, you could take one of those preppy school cheerleaders. But
what do I look like? What does that mean?
Like I'm saying, like your demeanor, and like if I didn't know you at all, and I didn't like have you on nothing at all, and we just see each other outside in the world. Yeah. I would think for sure you don't have a black girlfriend, or you don't date black people.
That's fucked up. What does dressing black look like?
No, it doesn't dress black. I didn't say dress black. It's just a certain way on like how you carry yourself or how you.
Like I carry myself like I like white women?
I didn't say white women.
What kind of women do you think I would date? We're getting this pot out of here.
More like a slim, not too much wagon in the back.
I like my girls BBW.
Oh,
the type that want to suck you dry and then eat some lunch with you.
Call
so thick that they be so uncomfortable.
Call him.
Ass on Houston, Texas, but her ass looks like Jane Huxtable.
I think he's Megan Thee Stallion. Or maybe Lizzo.
I like bigger women for the most part.
Nice.
Yeah, because smaller women are too easy to move. I want some resistance. You don't want, I want some resistance, just like women, smaller women.
A small woman. And do you see what I'm saying by like how a person can be judgmental by like, hey, it looks like you like more of like a petite, like cheerleader type person, but you're like, no, I'm the complete opposite.
How does that come off as I want small woman?
I don't know, like, cause I mean,
I'm 6'2".
I know you, like, not that I know you, but it's like I know of you, if that makes sense. So it's like I know.
You know my roster, like you.
No, but it's like I know you know how to cook, so it's like I know for sure, like he's not gonna deal with no skinny woman. Like he wants a woman that wants to
start with that.
But I know you. I feel like if I didn't know you, like if we were in line, you guys, if we were in line at HEB, and I'm looking him up and down, and I'm like, oh, he looks nice, and then he probably don't even date black women. He's one of those school preppy kappa kappa. He wants the cheerleader girl that gets drowned, wasted, and have a good time.
Oh, no. Be sober when you fuck me.
See, he's really lying to you guys right now.
No one's lying. This is very much
He just had like
documented.
5 shots, you guys.
This is
Trust
very
me.
much so documented, like for sure. I'm a bigger lover.
I need all my BBLs to zoom in on that face. Don't catch the gray hair. He has perfect teeth. And he's a hell of a cook, you guys. This is
You know what's funny?
This can be Hell Date 101.
You know what's funny? Like when I do, it's harder for me to date women who are bigger because I cook. Because like they're
Really?
trying to lose weight and they don't want me to cook what I cook.
Well, I got one for you, and she gonna eat. She know how to cook too. She fine too.
So I like big.
name
Is she
Precious, I
sloppy
can
big or just like big?
Oh no, she's a plus size model big. Like she got a little dunk on her. I ain't gonna lie to you. She's very confident within herself. She is very pretty.
Where did we just go with this podcast? What
I
is
know,
hap-
right?
We
Now
just
we're
threw
fin-
we threw
now we're
all the
just
topics out
finding
the
him.
fucking window.
Yeah, we're finding him. We're finding him a BBL now.
I don't need help. Like my inbox is cool. It's a fun place. It's a fun time.
AKA, he has a bachelor pad over here, you guys.
This is not about. So you know what's funny? You're funny as hell. You might be my new co-host. I don't know. Like people will come over here, right? And this, I'm not saying this is like for all women or all dudes they've dealt with, but like they'd be like, "Why is your shit so clean and organized?"
What? I would want it to be clean and organized. That's what I'm saying. Home training. People expect men to be dirty and stuff like they don't have parents and mothers and dads. Like, oh, child, self-awareness. Self-awareness.
It'd be so funny, like, and it'd be some of the most popular women in Austin that have come on the pod. Like, they're not the specialists of people, but like that ideal of like having a place that's clean is so foreign to a lot of women, and I don't know why. I don't know why.
Foreign is foreign to me because
Oh, now I gotta talk about you. You talk about me for way too fucking long. So, 9 year single? Is that the truth?
9 years single. I said I was in a 9-year relationship.
No, I think on Facebook you said 9 year single.
No, the status says how you go from being in a 5-year relationship to asking what's your favorite color.
You said 9.
Yeah.
Is that the first thing you would have asked that gentleman? What's his
favorite
color?
No, my first thing that I always ask guys is like, what do you like to eat? Because I like to cook, and I feel like kind of like the key.
What
to
if he said like Japanese, like sushi?
Oh shit! I would have to call you or something. I mean, I don't know. That's not up my alley, but I can definitely try and whip it up. Take out. What did they used to do back in the day? How they used to order the takeout, then put it up like they cook, and then trash it in the trash can. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do.
That's tough. Because like that's another kind of like flip on a conversation of life, right? Like for me, someone cooking for me makes them nervous.
What?
Yeah, because I don't eat like soul food like that. Like,
I mean, it doesn't have to be soul food. I mean, it can be healthier food.
Like what?
It can be
if I was like, hey, I want something super good, but I want it from a certain region, and I want it tomorrow. You got the flip like that, like next day, or are you gonna take some time to figure out what the next move is gonna be food wise? Because I mean,
it's 24 hours in a day. It should only take you like maybe 2 to 3 hours to figure out something.
You would think that
What do
if you want to
din din balls, some steamed jasmine and rice.
Nah, I want something more complicated. I want like even making spaghetti more difficult is always dope for me because I make my noodles fresh sauce. Like there's different like aspects in cooking.
You can do all of that, and I bet whether it's fresh made or store bought, it's still gonna be tasting good if I make it. So it doesn't matter. We're not gonna talk about food right now.
Oh, we're gonna test that.
He knows that I've been trying to get in the kitchen with him for like
we have to
I don't know
test.
how long.
We have to test that theory out for you. because I think a lot of people, especially in this fucking scope of things, right? I have one TikTok. I'm on TikTok. I have one TikTok.
You said that like someone has fabric, like made a fake page or something, or what?
No, I'm just saying like I don't be on TikTok
Oh.
because I got low spice for TikTokers. Like I seen a ham sandwich go viral before, and like that bothers me.
I seen someone make this spaghetti, and they were like the famous something spaghetti, and all they do is they put like an Alfredo something sauce, and do you know what I'm talking about with the noodles? And
I
then
think
put
I
the,
talked shit about something like that.
and
before.
I was like,
I think someone like
it's like lasagna spaghetti almost.
no, I think someone like was mad at me because they like liked it, and I was like, that looks disgusting.
It does look disgusting.
I don't comment on people's food for a reason because if I really wanted to be that dude, I could be on all the sell plate food people's shit, just talking shit.
Just talking shit.
I could be,
And then
and I'd be validated because they know what I'm. They wouldn't come back at me because they would see what I can do, and they'd be like, "Oh shit, like fuck." I've had people. I've given my opinion about certain sell food plate people, and why are you hating on me? Why me?
I know that's people's favorite line. Like, hey, like this is my opinion. I'm not hating. I just felt like you can critique it like this.
I believe that anything you post on the internet is up to
it's
critique.
up for debate. Yep.
Like if you post it, it's not for all positive. Like if you post it on the internet, it should be available for anyone to comment or say whatever the fuck they want to say about it.
Unless they put no negative comments.
That doesn't happen because like their scope, and I can talk about this all day. Like people's scale and scope isn't as big as they think they are. Like just because you get 20 people to buy a weird looking plate that you disportioned it and clean your utensils and sold it to them for $20 doesn't mean that's you doing great work.
It can always be better.
No, it not only could be better, like you can actually study and do what you need to do to make it better.
So why not help them?
A lot of folks are very unhelpable in the kitchen because once you get 20 people telling you your food's good,
20 people isn't a lot.
if that, 10 people.
They're thinking.
Some people,
Small.
2 people. Do you think these people in Austin who are selling plates are getting hundreds of people saying their food's amazing?
I won't lie. There, Mama Soul Food Kitchen. Shout out to her. I could tell you that woman has amazing food.
We're talking establishments. I'm talking about people selling food out of their home.
Okay. So make that clear. Okay. Well, for a person that used to sell little small plates and stuff, I would always feel like my preparation or like the way that a layout would be can be better. And the only reason why I say that is because when a person is eating something, I think that it's a visual. So the eye is going to catch them first before the taste buds. And if it visually looks good, then they're going to want to try it. But it might not taste good. That's the thing.
So,
Often just like big restaurants, like we were talking about earlier, like the restaurants and stuff and places I was telling about. Some of those places, like...
Looks good.
No, they don't look good.
Oh.
They look horrible, but their food is good.
So the way you talked about communication earlier is the same way I talk about food, right? Not everyone has the ability to determine what's good food, just like conversation, right? And conversation takes work, and food takes work. If you eat chicken nuggets for your whole fucking life, and you go taste something new, and you don't like it, doesn't make that new food nasty. It's what you're used to, and it's what you can actually personally control. So a lot of times when I see these people making like or selling plates, like I think that's an amazing kind of like way to start. They are so stuck in their ways that they won't try anything else. Like they like keep the beef tips and rice regular on Friday. Fry the chicken on Tuesdays. Make the tacos on Wednesdays. Do something different. Just one time out of your tries and see what that looks like. People are afraid to spend their own personal money on trying new recipes. And that's where I come in. So my help is always that I will always provide the ingredients that are necessary. And if you really are truly looking to make that kind of food, ask me. Or if you want me to display it and cook it for you, I'll always do that for people. Like I love cooking. Like cooking is not something that I want to monetize. I've worked in kitchens. I've done the work. I've studied. I went to culinary school. Like I've done all this stuff, and I'm okay with explaining stuff. But it gets to the point where people are so stuck in the beef tips and rice or the enchiladas or the
They're
things that
comfortable, so they don't want to be taken out of their comfort
comfort zone.
zone. And a lot of times, people, if they feel like, well, hey, just like we had talked about someone, working at a company, it can be the same thing as a chef or a cook. They get comfortable and, well, hey, this has gone well for me,
Mm-hmm.
and just because this has gone well for me, I'm not gonna open up the door for something else because it can either
Mm-hmm.
make or break my company. It can either make or break myself. So I think that has to do with a lot of people, especially here in Austin, is they stick with like one thing, and it's like, well, hey, they're known for this or they're known for that. When it's like if you step outside of your bubble, you can be known for many different things. When I was in cosmetology school, I remember expressing to this girl, and I was like, well, hey, I like to do this, and I like to do that, and I like to do that. And she was like, well, you can't master all of them. You can only master one. And at the time, I didn't really understand that until I got older. And I was like, well, hey, like, she's actually kind of right. First you have to master this and then move on to
Mm-hmm.
master this.
Yeah, it's an abundance thing, right? So uh, that's why I asked you earlier about the age factor with communication because, like, I started in the kitchens. I got to a point where I was so stagnant with life that people only knew me as the cook guy. Like, that's all they knew. Like, I would meet people. No, look, I would say this. I would go with friends, right? And we would meet new people, and they would introduce me as the cook guy. Like, although we've had mad conversations, like I'm very good, versatile when it comes to conversations. I know a lot. I've done a lot. They introduced me as the cook guy, which is what sparked the podcast in the first place. Because I was like, I'm so tired of people looking at me as just a
I'm more than
food
this,
dude.
right?
Like that's weird to me. Like, stop DMing me. Like, can I have some? Oh, that looks good. Like, that got annoying quickly. You know what I
Oh,
mean?
I annoyed you. Okay.
No,
Thanks for letting me
say
know.
it louder. I'm just
Great.
playing.
He, as you viewers are watching, yes, you annoy him. Please stop. Please.
It got annoying because like the expectation was like, because I guess at that particular time, like I was so focused on like that image and I was focused on the food. Like I didn't even give myself out to the world like that at that point in time. But it got so annoying and it got so like obsessive and possessive from other people that like I'm expected to just want to cook for you. Like I never like back in the day, like I never got asked. Like if I went on a date, like the expectation was always I cook for them. It was never like he's gonna take me out to this nice restaurant. He's gonna take me out here. He's gonna cook for me, and I'm okay with that because that works for me. But like, yeah, the perception was only cook. And then when I got into the podcasting stuff, like it became a combination of both. Which is why when I started the podcast, it was called the Sometimes We Talk, Sometimes We Eat podcast and it was conversations one episode and then cooking another. But what I found is people didn't want to talk. They just wanted it to be the always we cook or eat podcast. And I was like, nope,
People
scratch
are
that.
greedy fuckers. That's their problem. They're greedy
I don't know if
fuckers.
it's greed. I think it's the same. I think the same conversation of communication is it's the same across the board. I think people are used to what they're used to. That's what it is.
They know if we pull up over here, he's gonna have something to eat, and we can chit chat, but we're gonna eat.
Yeah, but at that point in time, the guests that I would have on weren't those kind of people because I don't respond to DMs for like I have a rule, 10 days. Wait 10 days because if you feel the same way that you do the initial DM, 10 days later, you might be a little serious.
Well, he didn't wait 10 days, you guys. I just want y'all to know that. I get messaged back very quickly. I don't know who he's referring to, but it's not me, okay? Let's make that clear.
Cold world.
No, but I understand what you mean, and I mean I think that's another thing on like what we had talked about how a person perceives or like a person like you can make all of these things on Facebook and they're thinking like oh well he cooked so and I'm gonna have him cook for me. But in all actuality, it's like if you're dating someone, you're gonna want to go on a date. I don't even like going to people's houses. Like
And
really, when you first meet them, I feel
that's
like people are gonna poison me and kidnap me. In fact,
I operate with that mindset. So when people say that they want to, I'm like, okay, cool. Like I'm gonna make sure you're as good as possible. Like I'm not weirdo guy. Like because there's a camera in here. Like everything's recorded.
well, he,
Always.
well, he doesn't have any food for me, you guys. So I'm
See,
fucked up then.
that's the take.
You know,
That is the
he
take.
doesn't.
That's the
He
take.
doesn't have any food for me, and
That's always the take.
I feel quite jealous because he has food for everybody else.
That's not even the
and
truth. That's not the truth either. People.
I'm not the BBLW girl over here, or probably that light skinned cheerleader girl. So, nah, I'm just playing, you guys. I didn't come over here for food. We came to talk. That's why we're here.
But that's always that's the diss too all the time.
Yeah.
Like the pod is like
pretty sure.
their gateway. So now it's become like it used to be as easy as reaching out to me for food, but now it's like the pod is the gateway. Like, oh, come pod with you. Oh, you don't got no food over here? Go look at my refrigerator, yo. Ain't shit in there.
Oh yeah.
But some takeout I got from DoorDash or Grubhub, one of the two. I don't know. That shit arrived just before you.
Now, and you hear him, but he likes to make his own pasta and
Yeah.
his own. But he's eating nasty fast food.
Actually, I got Tokyo Steakhouse hibachi. So, yeah, you know what I mean. And some amazing fried noodles from Tokyo Steakhouse, and some onion soup and a salad with some Caesar dressing. So, yeah, your boy not ordering Taco Bell from fucking Grubhub. That's a tough out.
He doesn't have any leftover for me, so.
I haven't even started eating, so we can maybe figure that out if you want to bite it too.
Oh wow. Now he wants me to eat his leftovers.
I haven't
Child, please. We keep this up. I think we're gonna be going all night long.
And that's a part of the podcast structure, right? Like, I like conversation, man. Like, you're fire. You're more fire than I thought. Why are you taking this long to come?
No comment. What's that word that starts with a B? Give me a B. Give me a U. Double L.
I don't know what you're spelling.
SHIT.
I can't spell like that.
Oh, he's not that.
I'm a little slow.
Basically trying to say I'm a bullshitter, you guys. I bullshitted with him for like a year. And
It takes a while. Some people hate me how long it takes sometimes because, like, they think I'm just a free scheduled person. People think I just only do this.
yeah, he thinks that I can just with the wand and be
You
like,
could. You could. You
abracadabra.
could have been here 7 other times.
I told you he doesn't take me 10 days. So prime example, as you guys can see here. I'm not part of that 10-day trial that he speaks
No, that's
of.
only for people who are interested in me. Like you get that kind of grace period. Like you get the 10 days if you're interested in me. So if you hit me with the, well, you don't cook that for me, and I hit you with the LOL 10 days later and you don't respond, then you missed your spot.
All the BBLs DMing him right now, and he's gonna hit you
I
back
don't like
next week.
BBLs though. That's not my thing. Like I want natural.
Oh, BBWs is what I'm trying to say.
okay.
I'm so used to people with the BBLs. That's why I said that. The BBWs.
I mean, yeah, but like it has to be a certain type. It can't really just
Hey, but surprisingly, some BBWs are getting
BBLs.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
and it's like
That's called quadruple B.
I'm like, what? And surprisingly, like the girl looks really nice on there.
I mean, I don't really like the bigger women I'm attracted to aren't outside like that. I like inside women, for the most part.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're further streets, do not come his way. Do not contact him.
Please don't. It won't be a fun time, but you can come on the pod. We can talk about it.
Yeah, you can talk about that street life with him. Or you want me talking about that romantic life?
At all. And just to finish things off, like, what was the post? I think, who did I share it from? It's essentially about your your dude or your significant other like liking other photos and things like that, and how you personally
Absolutely
feel.
not.
See, I'm way against that. Like,
Nah, I'm
don't
just
have me in
playing.
jail, because if you're in a relationship with someone and they can't just like another picture, and this is completely different from commenting and DMing people. That's a whole different conversation. But if I just like some fat ass, then let me live. Let me like fight.
Hey, I mean, you'll be surprised that majority of the women, if you're very open with them, then it's like
I shouldn't have
y'all
to be
both
open.
like fat ass.
But I shouldn't have to be that. Like, I shouldn't have to be like, "Hey, you see that ass? You like it too?" That's corny behavior.
No,
Let me
no,
just
no.
like ass on Instagram and call it a fucking day.
Okay, so I guess so. Here's the problem. It's like you can like ass on Instagram, right? But would you want your chick posting like her butt bent over for other dudes to like? Do you
Was
see
she
what I'm
doing
saying?
that before I met her?
Who knows?
No.
What if it's
'Cause-
the BBW girl that lost weight and now she looks good? So before she did not take pictures, you see what I'm saying? And now she's more confident in her body and she wants to, post that.
Mm-hmm.
Because it can be contradicting, especially contradicting where I've been in a relationship before and it's like they don't even want you uploading a bathing suit picture, but they can go in like a half naked picture. Do you see what I'm saying? That's contradicting.
No, it's not, because he chose you.
No.
He chose you who doesn't.
If
He chose you who doesn't versus the woman who does.
No, what if you do and they're upset with that? Do you see what I'm saying? If it's a problem,
So like
it's cool when they do it. It's a problem when I do it. Know what I'm
so
saying?
so he actually so you were butt ass naked and he decided to come.
Butt naked.
Like, I'm just making an example. So if he chose you and you're butt ass naked and then he's still liking other people's shit, but
But
shitting
now
on
he
you,
doesn't want you to post your pictures anymore.
oh, then that's a cornball. That's a loser. That's
Exactly.
a weirdo.
And
That's different. That's different. I'm not going to approach the women with their ass out. I will like it and love it because I like ass and titties. But I also like my girl in jeans and a fucking tank top. Okay. There's a difference. I chose the girl with the jeans and the tank top, not the girl with the ass out. Just because I like ass and titties, that doesn't mean I don't want my girl to be a little more conservative, because what the ass and titties like, I know what that looks like. That's not exciting. I want my girl.
See, and that's another thing I was gonna say. A lot of times the people they're like, well, you're already advertising it. My parents used to raise me big on that. Like, don't go showing off all of your body. Give imagination. I think that's the word that you see. Like, give an imagination for a man. Like how nowadays, and I mean, there's nothing wrong with it if you have a body.
It's nothing wrong. It's
Yeah,
nothing
if you
wrong.
have a body, yeah,
there
it's
is
nothing wrong
levels
with it.
to everything.
Yeah.
There's levels to everything. Like, there is a lane for everybody. Just like I mentioned earlier. Like, if you in the big booty ass out bikini shoot lane, and I'm in the fucking woman with the jeans on and sweater, I'm not crossing 18 lanes to get over there. I'm gonna stay right in my fucking lane, and I'm gonna fuck with that. Don't mean I don't see the Ferrari. I ain't got it yet. And I don't want it.
Yeah.
I can't afford that. I can't deal with that. Don't mean I'm like, damn, it's not a nice ass car, but I got my fucking Subaru over here.
But
I'm good to go.
But look, but you know what? Another thing to backdoor on that, like how some men, they do chase the women that are like the Instagram models, or they do all this and that. Like in the same contrast, like the women, they chase these guys that are very flashy or very status wise, if that makes sense.
Yeah, we got names for them: corny and birds. We got names. Like, we actually have names. And
So what's
unlike
your
relationships, I'm a real nigga. Like, I don't know. Like, I'm just me.
Oh, you're not chef?
I am a chef.
I just played on.
But yeah, we have names for those niggas. Those corny dudes and the birds. Like, it's okay.
But they're corny to you though. Well, I mean, that's the name that you given them. You know what I'm saying?
No.
But
We came as a
else-
collective. Like, the whole men society. We were like, bird. It was like a whole slideshow. You weren't there. You weren't a guy. So it was a presentation. It was like, hey, bird or not bird? It was like, bird. Okay. Next, not bird. Then bird. And then, yeah, we did this already. We already figured this shit out.
Some people average.
We figured this shit out already. Y'all, women are catching up to the lingo. We figured this shit out. Just like women did the corny thing. We not
I don't
invited
know
to
what
that.
you speak of because
You weren't invited to that?
I wasn't.
Fuck.
I guess I'm lame as hell.
Go figure that shit
because-
out, yo. You should have been invited to the corny off. They put a bunch of niggas in front of them that were corny as hell and let women choose.
Damn.
Yeah, women
Well,
are
I
so
feel
much more
like
visual
I
than men.
like
We
the-
just like pictures.
Oh wow. See?
Cold world. I'm telling you. The, the men's depiction of stuff is so weird. Like I don't even. I had a conversation with somebody. I won't say his name, and he was basically saying like, "You would fuck anything," and I was like, "No, the fuck I wouldn't," because he would fuck anything. Like that's not the case.
Oh yeah. Oh man, you'll be surprised, huh?
I'm a little different. It's okay being a little different. Like I won't fuck anything. That's just not a. That's not even. I'm not available to a lot of people. Like that's not even an option.
But you might feel like you're not available, but in someone else's eyes, they might feel that you are.
To whom?
Like
To whom may concern? I mean, that's why perception really isn't key. Like, you can't really judge me based off of a meme or a post. Like, you have to sit down and talk to me because you'll never understand what it really means for me to like someone or deal with someone. And that's why it's okay for people to comment and do whatever because I won't be around them anyways. Like, it's irrelevant what they think about me. Because it's okay. Like, it's okay to comment and say your feelings or emotions. People tend to feel comfortable talking to me regardless of anything. Like, that's just what it is. It's a safe space in here. It's a safe space around me. Like, I don't really argue with anybody. I don't debate nobody. You say how you feel. I say how I feel. And if we don't come to a crossroads, we just kind of walk across different bridges. It's okay. It's okay. I don't care.
what if the bridge falls?
Man,
And you both get sunk in the water.
we both get sunk in the water together.
So now you have no other choice but to work together to get out.
I've never come across that.
Oh.
I'm not married because that's the only kind of thing that would actually equal, like, if I sign some paperwork. But if I'm not happy in a relationship, I have no problem walking away because, like, I'm very communicative. I can communicate exactly what I want, my needs, my feelings, my existence, what I don't want, what I do want, how I want you to feel about me, and vice versa. But, like, if that person doesn't pick up on it or knows how to understand it or communicate about it, that's perfectly fine. Hey, whether we work or not, maybe you get better communication skills 2 years from now. Who knows? I don't know what soulmate looks like. I don't know what relationship existence looks like. I don't know what marriage looks like. I don't know. I'm not an expert on anything but myself. I don't know.
But what if it's outside of a relationship? It can be
Like
a
a friendship?
friendship. It can
Friendships?
be with family. It
Oh.
doesn't always have to strictly be on a relationship. And I think that's where some people, someone had told me they were like, they rather not have friendships or deal with people because, you know, they have their own like family to be like to talk to and stuff. And it was like relationship wise, you know, if you're in a relationship with them, then yeah, of course. But
No, I think that's a whole different topic, right? Because, like, family's a little different. I told a story. I don't know if I said it out loud or on the pod, but I probably have at this point. We had an issue, like, me, my brother, my father, my mother, all were in California at one point, and we had a huge blow up, right? There was no communication on my parents' side, and there's no communication on my brother's side, and there's no communication on my side. We just brushed that shit under the rug. That shit still affects me personally.
because it wasn't talked about.
Exactly.
But that's really common though in a lot of households that people don't really know about. Whether you're black, white, Hispanic, or not,
No,
a lot of families.
Absolutely. And it's not to say that that problem will ever go away, but hey, like, families weren't really taught to explain their emotions because we have to look at and I still haven't got to this point where I even want to have the conversation with either of my parents or my brother, but, like, I got to understand, like, the process of change, right? So their grandparents were twice as worse as our parents were. Our parents are twice as worse as their three times as worse as their great grandparents.
And it just trickles down.
And
the
then
line.
there's the kid, or me being the kid. Like, I may be half of what they are, but I may not still be the best individual in the universe. And then hopefully my child is less than me and less than the parents, less than the grandparents, less than the great grandparents. And then eventually down the road, there will be a generation where that's just common, like where they'll actually teach that shit in school. Hey, go ask your parents how they feel today. Hey, hey, parents, ask your kids how they feel today. Don't ask them what they did at fucking school.
Yeah.
Like, they'll eventually be that, but we just got to take this shit in generations and understand we're doing the absolute best we fucking can.
Yeah, I will ask you. I'm 100%. If my son, you know, my aunt, and she always gets on me, and I hope she doesn't watch this, but she's always like,
Oh, she's gonna watch
it.
it. We're posting the shit everywhere. It's gonna go crazy.
She's like, he has to go to school, you know, this and that, blah blah blah, and I'm like, well, you know, we as adults, we call off from work. Why can't a child say, hey, Mom, I don't feel like going to school today?
Mm-hmm. I mean, mental health is something that's
I mean,
across the
even if
board.
it doesn't have to be mental, like if that kid just does not want to go, now I can see, and I've asked my son before, and I'll have to call his dad and be like, hey, he said he doesn't want to go to school today. Well, he's like, well, is something wrong? I'm like, no, he doesn't. Oh, well, okay.
See, I can't even attest to that because I don't even know what that looks like. I was forced to go to school every fucking day, whether I wanted
Exactly,
to or
but
not.
you were forced, and another thing, like I was raised in a church home, so it's like they forced us to go to church. They forced us to go to choir practice.
Mm-hmm.
These are things that were forced upon us. But imagine if you had a choice as a child to like, hey, like I don't want to eat spaghetti tonight.
Oh,
Can
I had
have
that.
this?
I was a bougie ass child. Trust me. My mom. Shout out to my moms. Her and my dad always had arguments like, "He not gonna eat this? No, we about to take him and go get something to eat because I'll starve myself. If we really want to play the long game, we
their
can play the
dad-
long
yes.
game.
Their dad says that I spoil my kids too.
We can play the fucking long game. If you
Yes.
really want to do this, we can do this as a child.
Yes.
My child ass brain.
Your child is gonna be horrible.
I'm not having a child anytime soon.
Your child is gonna be horrible. And be that I don't want this.
I would want my kid to be like that. Me personally, I'm taking and this is if I have kids. This is very up to the debate if this is even gonna happen.
He's gonna have a child in like 2 years. You guys, mark my word. Okay, 5.
That's
Okay,
fate
7.
telling me no. That's fate knocking.
7 years.
No, I'll definitely be the parent who's like introducing my child to sushi at 3.
Oh yeah. oh yeah. Oh definitely. When I tell you my 4-year-old, when I told you we go to the Hook and Reel place, my 4-year-old he is already capable of peeling the shrimp and eating it.
No, I'm too bushy. There's no pill shrimp around my kid.
And that's what I learned is he says, I don't like that. Get it when he knows the difference. And I'm like,
I might need to have your kid on the pod as the host. He sounds smart as hell.
Oh, they are. They're all smart. They're all smart. Trust me. That's why I had to learn. I'm like, dang, it's crazy. Like how kids, like you can take them from. You can have one kid from one environment, another kid from a different environment, and obviously they're both the same age. They're both capable, of the same thing. But one has more experience because they were shown differently.
Mm-hmm.
Versus another child that was, I would say, sheltered. They didn't get out the box, if that makes sense.
Yeah, we can easily.
My kids eat calamari.
My parents are scared to feed them.
And I tell them it's onion rings. And my oldest son was the only one that said, it doesn't taste like onion rings, Mama. He's like, but it's good. And I said, oh, it's squid.
Yeah, there's a future for a lot of things. Like there's also a future for a lot of other negative things out there. But no, if I personally decide to have a child with somebody.
See, he says children. I told y'all 7
No,
years.
if I have one, I have to have 2. I would never want to have an only child.
He's gonna probably have like 3 kids. You guys.
I have a brother, but he's 8 years older than me, so he's out of the house when I was like 8, 9 years old.
And it's just y'all 2.
Mm-hmm.
I'm the only child that I know
I basically
of.
was an only child. Like my parents were at work every day. Like I literally would come home from school, and like elementary school, middle school, even high school. My parents don't get off till 8, 9 o'clock. We get out of school at 3.
Wow.
Like I was always by myself. Like literally always by myself. That's why I don't want no bitches living with me, yo.
Bitches. Keyword. He said bitches. If you're a woman, please slide in his DM.
Don't slide in my DMs.
Oh, ask to come on the podcast. That's the key. And ask to cook. Ask like, can I cook for you? And then call him daddy.
People are terrified to cook for me.
Y'all heard what I said, right?
Don't call. So you don't call me that unless we're in relations with each other. Don't do that. It's not fun. And also, if you have I don't know what the male equivalent part for balls are. If you have that, Cook for me. Try it. See if you have fun. Cause I'm not. I don't watch. I don't care. Make whatever food you want.
Warm him up those corn dogs, you guys, and fry him up.
Korean corn dogs are fire. They are frozen at certain markets like Hannah Market and H Mart. Get them. I love them. They're delicious.
He's throwing them out there, you guys. You know, it's up to you guys if y'all.
It's
are
up to
picking
you
up
guys.
what he's putting
Remember
down.
Captain Planet? Was Captain Planet? Am I dating myself? Yeah, hell yeah. Captain Planet is like, you can save us all. Like, yeah, figure it out, ladies. So, are you dating people?
Dating numerous people.
Are you just dating people in general?
I date myself.
No, that's not what I asked.
Dating.
Hmm.
Absolutely.
What's the last date you went on, and how was it? Was it a good vibe? Did it work or did it not work? Do you want to disclose that? Was that a secret?
I'm too player, baby. You'll never catch me slipping.
Is that why it took you so long to come on the pod? You're just dating mad people?
Next subject. I think I need to adjust my mic or something.
You don't want to talk about personal stuff?
I'm single. I'm single. I'm dating everybody who said they dating me.
Cold world. Cold world.
Nah, I really am single. A few people, they do have my interest, but to be honest with you, I'm kind of guarded. And another thing that I've noticed is people, they tend to tell me that I act too much like a man. And I'm like, what? They're like, you're not as feminine. And I'm like,
What is feminine? Talking to the mic, lady.
right. So, well, now we're here. I guess I should talk. Remember what I said? I was like, do I need to use my
just be
feminine
loud.
voice?
Yeah, be you.
Or should I use my mom voice? I think a lot of times people confuse like an independent woman with like a masculine woman. A woman that has been independent, a woman that takes care of herself and is aware of her own emotions, her own mental, and everything else like that. It's kind of hard to break down their walls. They have to want you to be in their circle in order to be close to them. So it's kind of hard for me to actually connect or really get to know people because I don't trust people. And I think a lot with me not trusting people and like my own past experiences in life, I just have a guard up and it's like I feel everyone is full of shit.
I think even for me and people dealing with me, like good intentions show easily if you have seen good intentions. Have you ever personally felt like you've been in a relationship that has not only benefited you, but like you felt loved?
Absolutely.
And is that the standard now, or like how'd that relationship even start?
No, absolutely. I mean, honestly, you can tell a person has good intentions when you first meet them. It's after you get to know them when those good intentions and good characteristics are thrown out the window.
I agree and disagree, because me personally, like my intentions are never slimy at all. Like I personally to even get to, I guess I can say, stages to like even getting to know someone isn't dating them first. The date isn't first for me ever in any kind of relationship I build or create. I treat everyone with a friend spectrum, no matter how attractive they are, no matter how much I'm actually into them. It's a friend spectrum from the start.
Exactly.
So anytime I meet somebody who is also interested in me, I'm like, all right, you're fine. We're cute together. Whatever the case may be. It's never like, all right, we're dating now, right now. No. And if that person doesn't want to go through that process, they're not for me. It's super simple.
And and one of the things I will say is I agree with that, because a lot of times people, they jump into things or they rush and they don't trust the process, or they don't really actually like trust themselves. That's probably the real world, is they don't trust themselves. So they think, okay, like let me rush into it with this person, or they're not going to like me, or they're going to be with someone else. Well, really and truly, at the end of the day, if something is for you and it's meant for you, it will happen. Whether it's a friend that turns a lover, or a best friend that turns a lover, or it can be a complete stranger. You can meet someone at the corner store, dude, and their vibe, and like you said, you can tell, like you can pick up on. I'm a very big energy person, so it's like if you have good positive energy, you can automatically tell.
Mm-hmm.
If you're a negative, or what do they say, low vibration,
Yeah.
that's the word that they use nowadays, low vibration and high vibration and earth, wind, and fire. you, you get what
That's
I'm
tough.
trying to say. But yeah, people like to rush into relationships versus getting to know them. Not necessarily asking like, oh, what's your favorite color? But asking, like, hey, are you into action, or are you into,
I don't know even what that question was rooted in. Asking what your favorite color was, because like that was something I used to get off when I was like 12.
Right.
Like,
So
I don't
it's like, why
actually
would I
care what
ask?
your fucking color is. Like, I actually don't
It
give a
doesn't
fuck.
matter unless I'm doing decoration in your house, or come on now, like, are we planning something? Because
I don't care.
what am I gonna? I'm not gonna even remember. Now I can see. Don't get me wrong. I can see if you're asking, like, what's your favorite color? So like, oh, I can get it on my nails. But even still, that's childish.
Yeah.
That's. I ain't gonna say it's immature, but
No, it is, because it's irrelevant. It's honestly an irrelevant question, and I think that a lot of things that, and this is why the dating pool for a lot of people is really trash, because a lot of times people are just reciprocating exactly what they did that
in
got
their
them to
own-
where
exactly.
they were in that relationship at 13, 12. Like, I talk to, when I say I talk to a lot of fucking people, I talk to hundreds of fucking people all the time, like in person, in their fucking face, like this. Like, I talk to a lot of people, and 9 times out of 10, like, people have never not used what would work for them. Like, they never go outside of what the norm is. Like, everything falls in line with what we've talked about earlier. People are used to what they're used to.
They're comfortable.
If I have been having sex with decent looking women my whole fucking life, and I get off what's your favorite color every fucking time, guess what the fuck I'm saying for the next woman? What's your favorite fucking color? Even if I care about it or not. I think it's just a weird dynamic that people really just can't. They don't gauge their personal self. They don't even see their self. They see other people's in them. And that, I don't know. I don't know. It's weird. It's weird. People are weird.
I was gonna say, I think some people, what is it, like how they have a false hope, or like a false narrative. Like, you can see a person and they're like, oh, like, I would look good with this person. Oh, like 2 or 3 years from now, and then oh, like, or a prime example, men and women. I think they both do this. They can see like this person has something good going for them. Well, let me be with them, so we both can have something good.
A lot of y'all in my DMs. Cold world.
Matter of fact, at this point, we're just going to take a ballot vote. We're just going to pick a random number, 1 through 10. Whoever chooses, his number, that's the person that we're going to go with. Because at this point, there's going to be a lot of hurt feelings.
There is a lot of hurt feelings.
He already said it's going to take him 10 business days.
10 business days.
Don't count the weekends.
No weekends or holidays.
No, people have a fabricated head, I think, and they have it in their life too. Not even just in a relationship. It can even be with their food too. Like they can think their food is just drop dead gorgeous, and really,
absolutely, and that's
like
another
shit thrown together.
Yeah, it's a whole nother conversation that we'll have, episode number 2 of us. But there's a clear disconnect between people in general. A lot of times, again, people really just don't see themselves for themselves. They see themselves in people a lot of times, and then they decide to make that their base.
Yep.
And that's just not the case. And again, there's nothing wrong with it, but
there is something wrong with that.
No, I don't think so, because I think that, like, you have to strive to be something, because if I didn't see podcasters have this kind of style of podcast when I started, this wouldn't exist. Like, I saw myself in other podcasters. Like, I thought maybe I can bring it to this level, and I'm still on my way up. But it's okay to think that way. But if you sit there, if I had you on the podcast, I was like, I'm the best #1 fucking podcast in Austin, Texas. I'm the best ever podcaster ever. There's no podcasters in the universe that are even close to me. Fuck everybody. Like, of course.
Reporting live from the Chef's House. We are on the #1 podcast, the Can We Talk podcast, located right here in Austin, Texas. If you have not tuned in, I'm asking you to tune in now and rewind it back. Make sure you thumbs up and leave a comment.
Did she just close my podcast?
Back to no, I didn't close
I'm just
it.
playing.
I told them rewind it back. What? Bring it back, and then now we're here. Are you tuning in, or are you just now tuning in? Either way it goes, we're still here.
No matter how you watch the podcast, I want an experience for people. So, like,
I think they're going to have a very good experience.
people will make events around the podcast. People watch the podcast on YouTube. That's really very separate from the audio aspect. Like, audio is way up. Like, the YouTube is the YouTube. I think I have like 94, 95 subscribers, and each video is like 150 views or whatever. But that's that. Like, the actual like recording audio is up. And that's something I really wanted to make very important when starting the podcast is fuck the visual. The visual is not important to me. It's the audio.
Yeah.
It's in your ear while you're at fucking work. It's in your ear while you're fucking driving. No one's listening to radio like that. Like, it's in your ear. That was always important to me. That's why this looks like this and then that looks like that. Like, it's more important. The audio is way fucking more important. So, you're fire.
I know, right?
I didn't know you, like, I didn't know you were this fire.
Where have we been?
That's fucked up that
like
you don't
Patrick.
explain this fire.
A lot of people have a lot of hidden gems that they don't see about themselves. It's just, you have to come out of the rock like Patrick and expose the world to, this greatness. And, I apologize, that's taken me so long. So he's already brought me back for round 2, as you guys can see.
That co-host spot is looking real narrow right now.
I know. Sorry, you guys. I just walk in and I take everyone's spot.
I don't have anything else to say.
I think he's trying to cut me short, you guys.
Sure, we're 1:30. It's been an hour and 30 minutes.
It feels like 10 minutes, you guys. I think he's ready for me to leave before someone pops
First of all,
up
you
at
can't
the
really
door.
leave because, well, that sounds weird. You can definitely leave, but like we have mad pictures to take and shit like that. So
He's trying to kidnap me now.
no. What else? Do we have anything else? Is there anything else you want to talk about?
I don't know.
What else? What else in the photographic memory you got from the? I felt like we kind of like answered all this stuff, kind of like not really like going off the topic, but our examples and our explanations would all be the same based off these shits. Let me see. Forcing. We talked about being in a relationship and living with each other. That was a conversation. What's your favorite thing to cook?
Mine?
Mm-hmm.
I love Alfredo.
Alfredo. How you cook your Alfredo? Let me
I
know
don't
what
make
this.
my pasta like you.
What's the sauce looking like though?
Oh, sauce?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it just depends. Like, if I'm like in a really, really like saucy type of mood, I'll include like egg with the heavy whipping cream and stuff.
That's a tough out. I don't know if that's the best move.
Well, no. So the egg, I learned that recently, and what it does for me, it's more like of a thickener, like for the sauce, if that makes sense. You know what I'm talking about? I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. But basically, how I make the Alfredo sauce is butter, heavy whipping cream, and Parmesan. And you know this because I told you, I was like, I use that same exact cheese.
Yeah, so my Alfredos will differ. depending on who is providing the ingredients. Because with me, anytime I cook a meal for somebody, if it's not like in a intimate setting or if it's not in a like they want me to teach them the meal kind of setting, I just tell people to buy the groceries and I'll cook it. Like, you tell me exactly what you want me to do and you just buy the groceries. Sometimes I don't give groceries. I don't say, hey, give me this cheese, give me this, give me that. Whatever you bring, I'll cook it. And I'll make it at the highest level you've ever had it.
So what if they bring that government wick cheese with the wheat pasta and
Yeah, if someone brings me some groceries that I personally know won't work and this is what they eat, I know how to cook.
turn water to wine.
Exactly. I'm not Jesus though, guys. I'm sorry. I'm not. But Chef Cal. But I'll make whatever anyone wants me to make. A lot of times, I say a lot of times because there's a lot of times, but a lot of times people really are, what's the word? Oblivious to what they actually be eating, unfortunately. But I'm not the person or the assholes who's like, don't eat Wendy's, don't eat McDonald's. I don't care what the fuck you eat. But like, if you're gonna buy, I've had someone buy me a whole lobster, alive, pounds of shredded cheese and macaroni, and said, make me macaroni fucking lobster pasta. And I've done it. Like, I'm okay, whatever you're comfortable spending with.
That's not hard to do.
To cook a lobster that's fresh is difficult. It's difficult to make it taste good. Now, if you do it and you've done it, to make it taste good is a little difficult.
I don't really like lobster.
Food is difficult. That's why I didn't want to get this to the pod about talking about food, but like, there's levels to everything, right? Like, there is a SpaghettiOs that's at the bare minimum. There is a high-end, beautiful, amazing, handcrafted meatballs and spaghetti. There's levels to everything. Every dish that exists out there, there is a bare minimum version of it, and there's a high, version of it.
Oh yeah.
For me, I take pride in being able to cook from 0 to 100. I can make you whatever the fuck you want, whatever your personal comfort level is. I'm not the guy who's like, hey, you gotta try the steak this way, right fucking now, with this seasoning. I'm like, how do you like your steak? Oh, well done. I'll do it. Because if that's what you like, if that's what you're comfortable with, your stomach gonna hurt. It's gonna be okay. But if that's what you...
I think your stomach is gonna hurt regardless if you're gonna eat red meat. Yeah.
I don't think so. Because I think there's qualities of steaks. I think a lot of people think that the highest, best valued steak are the ones that cost the most at the grocery store.
Absolutely not.
And that's not the truth, because like, if you get some American Wagyu, if you get some Japanese Wagyu, if you're able to spend that money and make that kind of shit, that shit is butter, and it is not fatty, but it's like, it's oily. Like, it's not tough. Like, it's not like a ball. Like, if you eat a well done steak, you're giving some facts and some history about eating fucking red meat. Like, if you eat a well done steak, that is a solid piece of matter. That shit is not going to digest well. It's going to take you days for that shit to digest. Your stomach's going to hurt. It's going to put pounds on you. If you eat something that's on the medium rare side, that shit will digest easier. If you eat something of higher quality beef, like a Wagyu American, which is not anywhere close to Japanese, whatever the case may be, whatever your taste is and whatever your budget is, it will digest differently. If eating high-end steak was so detrimental to people in regular life, doctors wouldn't say don't eat red meat. Doctors say don't eat the red meat you're eating, not red meat. Because there's nobody telling the fucking billionaire who can eat Wagyu steak every fucking single day, don't eat red meat, get that out of your diet. It's quality.
I had it was a chef when I was working at this poker
And
house.
stop. Sorry. And when I say this, don't talk to me about this kind of conversation, because a lot of people who do listen to this podcast don't even know that. But keep going. Keep going. Sorry. I'm sorry.
He's very excited, as you guys can see.
Annoyed is probably the better word.
Oh, annoyed. No, this this guy. He was a butcher. That's what he was. And he says that a lot of people they say not to eat red meat and this and that. It was like, but really, surprisingly, it's chicken that it's it's harder to clean, and then if you don't cook it well, you can get sick. And it was like, and it's harder to digest. And I couldn't really understand that or grasp the concept of that. And so like I had like looked it up, and then I had went back and I had asked again. And it was like you can take red meat and you can cook it and you can still eat it, but chicken, pork, no.
So my ideals, and again, I'm not a doctor. And don't take my fucking advice or whatever the case may be. Like, not a doctor,
It's
but
Dr. Cow now.
no, not doctor or anything. I don't know anything. I'm saying for facts, whatever. But to my understanding, there are cultures that eat raw chicken,
Right.
and there are
You
cultures.
see those little Japanese, Chinese people on the little YouTubes?
There are there are certain cultures that eating raw chicken is acceptable for their particular body types. I think that there's a very negative connotation about chicken because of where and why it exists. A lot of times, people don't know where actually the fascination with our culture liking chicken comes from, right? So, back in the day,
I don't like chicken.
I love chicken. I think
don't
it's
even
one of the
like
best
chicken
proteins in the
Alfredo.
world. That's still chicken.
I don't like chicken Alfredo.
Oh, I don't like chicken Alfredo either. That's funny. But a lot of connotations are a lot of like examples of why we do as a culture like really, really fuck with chicken is because back in the day, and I'm not giving a history lesson, fact check me, I don't care. But back in the day, chickens were the cheapest thing
Yeah.
that we can afford, right? And they weren't always the cleanest. So cleaning chicken became a black home staple because we got the lowest ends of the chicken. They were dirt on them. They were dirty feathers. Like we had to literally clean the chicken while they're alive.
You still have to clean
before.
chicken.
Sure.
I-
Sure.
So you've never gotten chicken with little feather wings stuff on?
That's different. You being facetious. That's different.
But you know it's true.
That's different. But yeah, there's a lot that goes into stereotypes, and again,
But that's true though. That's a fact that I know for sure.
that falls in line with again, parents not even knowing what to even give down to the youth. Like that's given to the youth. Like wash your chicken, but not mental health is given down to the youth as the generations go down and down and down. So it all plays full circle. Like your great grandmother would never have not washed the chicken. Your grandma would never have not washed the chicken. Your mother may not wash the chicken. You may not wash the chicken. Whatever the case may be, it's the same thing with mental health. Your grandparents, your great grandparents may have never talked about mental health. That's crazy. You're crazy. Your grandparents.
No,
hey,
they sweep it. What I found to be, and I speak from like I guess personal experiences, like a lot of times people sweep things under the rug. I was adopted, and my mother was adopted. I didn't even know that my own mother was adopted. She had passed away, and so I was adopted from the family that adopted her. I never knew that these
Wow.
people that were around me, they weren't my real family until I got in an argument with my cousin over the smallest thing.
and
she's
they
like,
knew and you didn't.
Right, and they're like, "Well, you're not my real cousin," and I'm crying to my mom. She's my aunt. She's my great aunt, but I call her my mom. And so, I'm like, stand up, and it's like, well, you are adopted, but you're still my family. And so it goes along with the thing where it's mental health. It's like, well, hey, here's a child, and obviously, what I was probably like 8 or 9 or something. You don't know that these people around you aren't your real family, and now like your whole world has been thrown off because.
Yeah.
But people don't talk about that. They just sweep it under the rug, and they want you to accept the fact that hey, you're here now. You're not in a group home. Hey, you're here now. You're not somewhere else. So. I completely agree, but they're gonna definitely teach you how to fry some chicken and definitely make some collard greens and this and that. So shout out to them. But and then that's when you get older and you're trying to understand, like why am I having such a difficulty time opening up? Why am I having such a hard time communicating my feelings? Well, because you were never shown it in the first place. You were taught to, hey, hide this, cover that. So I completely agree.
And to close everything off, like, that's why I give the grace to people who maybe not at that communication level just yet, because you never really know where people come from. Like, I would have never known that unless you just told me that. Like, you look like a regular person. I look like a regular person. We don't know. I mean,
am a regular person.
yeah.
It's not the BBW thick.
I like
girl,
women.
you know?
Let's just put it like this. I like women. If you can talk to me slick, if you're smart as fuck,
He likes
and
women.
you got the energy to date me, you not insecure,
Come holler at
whether
me.
you big, or you small, or you 6 feet tall, it's okay.
Oh, he wants a basketball player. Matter of fact, I think he wants the line. He wants the
Don't say
what's the
lineman. Don't. You
what's
gotta.
the
Nope.
Krishana Rock.
I don't even know who. Oh, that's the Tooth
Blue-
Girl.
Yes, you know she used to play football.
I don't know that.
Yeah.
I don't watch any of that. So I don't watch none of that. Like, I'm oblivious to
I
that.
don't watch none of
I don't
that.
even know what the fuck's going on.
Good, keep it that way. He's like Patrick too, in a way. He's under a rock.
Who's that?
Patrick?
Who's Patrick? Oh, okay. Same reference. Sorry, she used it twice, guys. I'm so sorry. Went right over my head.
All right. You know, I think it's time for us to go. I think he's getting a little hangry over here, you guys. We might need to take a little 5-minute break for him to get a little snack in, and we'll be right back.
We're not coming back. This is over, guys. This is
Okay.
83. 83 episodes was never like a thing that would cross my mind, because I'd be at 100 right now if I kept the old pod. I'd be at 100.
Well, I'll be here for probably 20 more episodes.
Hopefully. I mean, if
Yeah.
it takes the length of time it took for her to get here this time, we're saying 2028? 2028? When you'll be on next, maybe? If we're going to estimate?
All right, you guys, my time has come to a show. You can look me up on Instagram, who is Susie, or follow my business page, Susie's House of Beauty. You can also see that he's going to probably tag me in.
A lot of
something.
shit. I don't know which page
So-
to tag, yo. Yeah.
Oh, what
There's
you
like-
should
there's
do?
mad
What you should
pages.
do is rate us. If you want us to come back, you know, well,
I make
me,
the decisions,
he's
so
gonna
I don't
always
even
be
know
back.
why there's a rating system. Like, it's whatever I rate.
I'm a fan favorite. Clearly, I'm a fan favorite.
I'm the fan.
He knows it. You know it. I know it. So
This is great. Again, like, I didn't know you were this fire. Like, a lot of, and I could talk shit about the last episode because she has not reached back out to me. So last episode was really terrible. It was the most work I've ever had to do podcasting. It was so stressful. It was so stressful.
I apologize about that.
Please don't go watch that episode. She is.
How do you think she'll feel if she hears you talking about her now?
The same way she feels right now, distant and far, far away from me. Fuck. This is the Can We Talk podcast, episode 83. I thank you guys for listening. You guys enjoy the rest of your night. Goodbye.